The biggest achievement of mine is that I never lost the hope. Raising a child with the additional needs it's difficult. Raising the neurotypical child is difficult, so having that extra needs, it comes with the tolls on your mental health, of the family dynamic. So I think the biggest achievement is that I never lost the hope that things will improve, that my daughter will be able to thrive in the future. She got to try so many things that other children are not able to, and I think just the fact that she is verbal, she can tell me that she loves me, she can tell me that she's angry or she's not happy with me. It sounds like a simple things, but for a parent who never heard from their child, I love you or I hate you even, I do really appreciate that I got to the point that my daughter became verbal from being non-verbal, that I was able to support her in that way, that she developed in so many different ways that a couple of years back I didn't think that she would be able to achieve those things. If someone would tell me a couple of years back that my daughter will be doing karate, I would literally laugh, because she was so unsocial and so unstable, I would say, at some points. So yeah, I think small things like talking, walking, it's I do really appreciate those small things, and the fact that she's able to talk, she's able to tell me her feelings most of the times. Yeah, I think the best achievement is that I got her to the point where she is at the moment, that she's enjoying her school and she's hopeful for the future. I wish that there will be place for her, that she will feel comfortable, that she will be able to express herself, that she will be able possibly to have a paid job in the future. And I wish that all the children with the special needs will have some purpose in their life, something that they will be enjoyed doing it, and they will be satisfied with it. So the parents, they can feel that they achieved something that they wanted to achieve.
What's my biggest achievement? I was a president of the Luton Toastmasters group, and also I have been able to go to Wembley and watch my team get promoted to the Premiership. What would I like to achieve next? I'd like to travel a lot more, and also try and get a job that's suitable for me. With employment, I have got up here, my legs aren't working properly. So don't forget that when you're working, always take one day at a time and say that I can do that.
I think my biggest achievement is the adjustments I have made, because it has been difficult. I mean, I've got grandchildren, and very young grandchildren, and I can't see their faces. And I mean, I've got two that are only, a year old. And if they're both there together, I don't know which is which. It's like, confession. It'd be okay when you get bigger, and yet the older one, the one I said I looked after when he was little, but we made a lot of adjustments. That was an achievement, that I was able to look after him until he went to school, so that my daughter could work. That was a huge achievement. I did that. He's got a huge understanding of sight loss now. All the adjustments I've made, from this crying wreck, like, I can't see, I can't go out. And it's the last time I ever did go into a shop on my own. I can remember I used to keep my cane in my handbag. And I was in a shop once, Tesco's, and I picked up, I think it was parsley, and the lady said, oh, that looks a bit yellow, do you want to go and get another one? And I think I did, and she said, oh, that's just as bad. I said, can you get it for me? Well, then everybody in the queue was whinging and whining and moaning at me. And in my defence, I just pulled my cane out like a weapon, and I just turned around, looked at them and showed it. And then I came out of there and it started to get dark and I couldn't go home. I rang my son and said, can you come and get me? Because it was getting dark now. And you know, I was a wreck in those days. But now, I don't do that anymore. I've adjusted, I've found ways around things. I get my daughter to do my shopping online and my whole life has changed. I've just adapted. I'm proud of that now, that I'm not that person anymore. But I want to share with other people who are new to their journey. I want to share that. I want to be normal. I want to be, yeah, I've got this at the end of my arm, but I want other people to know you can be like everybody else out there. And I think that's the message we put out through our club, you know.
My biggest achievement, apart from getting my masters, whilst having Viber, I got my BAs and my masters, but the uni were very good in help. I'd say one of my biggest achievements is setting up and running my group and doing things like this, because if you'd have asked me 4 years ago would I sit in front of a camera or stand up in a room full of people and talk, I'd have been too nervous, but now I've got used to it. And in the future I'd like to educate more people on fibromyalgia. I know I'm giving a presentation to the council, so I'd like to do more presentations. I'd actually like to try and get future paramedics and doctors in a room so I could explain to them what it's like, because it's very misunderstood. Not a lot of doctors believe it's there, some do. When I was in hospital there was just one nurse that knew what it was, so I'd like to educate people and eventually I'd like to take it to Parliament.
I suppose everything I've achieved in my life I would say at the time was my biggest achievement. I think my biggest achievement with now, where I am now, is actually from the beginning, from diagnosis, or rather before being diagnosed, because conditions like this take a long time and you're often accused of being neurotic or it's in your mind, it's psychosomatic. I think actually getting to where I am now, because I had a sort of dip in the middle where I was in a very dark place and I wasn't sure I'd actually get through this. So I think where I am now is quite an achievement. And now I'm in a position where I can start using my voice, where I can try and raise awareness about dystonia and brain movement disorders. So I think that, I would say, is my achievement now, that I'm actually here and I'm talking about it and I'm in a different place. I'm not in that dark place anymore. So I've sort of come through that. I just think that I can raise awareness, that I can stay this confident and I can feel that I'm living a life, as opposed to before I felt I was just surviving, but also that there is a better understanding and awareness about conditions, illnesses and disability, and that people take the time to actually actively listen to people and find out what people's stories are.
I think my biggest achievement is publishing a poetry book. I've been writing poems most of my life. People kept on saying to me, put them in a book. Put them in a book. I can't do that. But then there was just a significant birthday coming up and I thought, right, I'm going to put them in a book. It took me a long time to actually get them sorted and get the words right and everything. And then I pushed the button and my baby flew to the publishers. And then when I got my book, it was absolutely fantastic. So I decided, because my poems are there for other people's benefit, to read or listen to, I wanted to give half the proceeds from every book to charity. So that's what I do. I make a donation to CAFOD with the half the proceeds of my book. What I want to do in the future, I want to make a second book, because I've continued writing poetry, and I'd also like to make an audio book, because a lot of people can't access a physical book or a Kindle because they've got visual impairment or they might be physically not able to pick up a book. And so I want to make an audio book of my poems. So that's what I want to do in the future, and I want to carry on writing poems and doing my voluntary work and just being there for other people.
My big achievement to move out from the countries, and because I live with 2 joint families, and one of my second achievement was I had got 2 brothers. Yeah, became my elder brother. That means getting more responsible for yes. Hopefully, my brothers will be the better version of me. That's what I hope for.